for the second to last time. Take it, Alabama 3. Why second to last, you might ask people? Because this is the review of season 6A. There you go. That looks like an A. Before Hollywood thought it was cool of splitting movies into two, TV shows had them beat by a long, long margin. The Sopranos was split into two seasons, 6A and 6B. The first season contained 13 episodes, and the last season, the very last stretch, contained 9 episodes. So, just like that, I'm going to be reviewing Season 6A today. Season 6 literally starts off with a bang when Uncle Junior, in his fading dementia, shoots Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano is wounded, and he spends the next 2 episodes in a comatose state, which delivers some of the best out-of-the-box writing on The Sopranos ever, and that is saying something, because The Sopranos' writing was already out of the box. How more out can you get out of the box? The key to that is there is no box. It's worth noting how well acted the gunshot wound was by James Gandolfini. There's not enough I can say about this guy. This guy was a gift to acting. Whereas Hollywood today would rely on movie magic and editing to enforce the gunshot wound, none of that is required when James Gandolfini is around. It is so perfect. The way he yells, the way he's just crawling on the floor, trying to get to the phone. Absolute masterpiece stuff, man. The only problem I had with that very first episode is I think it would have had much more of a bigger impact if that ended season 5. Now just think about it. You had to wait a whole year until you found out what happened with Tony. Instead, it's kinda less impactful, but still very, very well done and impactful nonetheless. Episodes 2 and 3 involve Tony Soprano as a completely different person named Kevin Finity. He actually takes on another identity in his dreamlike state. It is hinted that his dreamlike state is purgatory because there is a light that is always shining that represents death. As the episodes move on and on and on, that light comes closer. Or is Tony getting closer to the light? And just forget about all the dreams within dreams Inception did. The Sopranos tied up all the dreams within dreams layers much more simplistically and with much less exposition and very, very good sound work. Like when Tony finally wakes up from his coma, he's looking at a lot of trees and he looks back at the light at the door and the light is calling him and they're telling him, come on, come here, wake up. And then they mix the voice of that person calling Tony from death and they mix that with Tony's daughter's voice, Meadow. Superb, superb aesthetic stuff. This season revolves around a storyline where we find out that a captain of Tony Soprano's crew, Vito Spatafore, is gay. The whole crew finds out that Vito Spatafore is gay. By the way, Paulie delivers yet another memorable line when he finds out that Vito sucks dick.
Before he cornered you in the porta potty, when the security guard was sucking him off.
Well, it was the other way around.
What?
Vito was blowing the security guard.
Son of a bitch! Catching, not pitching.
Hilarious. Tony Sirico, you are a gift to comedy. Thank you. It's a great storyline, and that storyline, all it serves is to build up the impending war between New York and New Jersey. But what happens is that storyline, as effective as it is, it's kinda useless because we are following Vito for most of the time, and Vito is not that likable of a character. And we see Vito going through the struggles of being gay and all that stuff, but I just can't feel sorry for this guy. This guy is a cold-blooded killer. This guy killed Jackie Aprile Jr. a couple seasons ago. A kind of failed arc, but what it was setting up for, it succeeded. This first segment of season 6 to me represented change. This is not the same person we saw in the very first episode of this series. Tony Soprano in season 1, episode 1, was a man who could perfectly balance his mob life with his family life. This, not so much. He wakes up a different man and he thinks life is a gift, and he believes that for a moment too. He wants to make a change. Tony Soprano wants to change, but can he change? That is the question. Does he want to change? That is the question. It's almost like he's trapped in some sort of a prison. season, like all the characters on the show, Carmela, she could have divorced Tony, but she chose to stay. It also shows the psychological hold of the mafia, as they pointed out in one of my last reviews when Adriana Lacerva died. Tony's prison is his own arrogance. All the women on the show are hypocrites. Vito Spatafore, he had the prison of being gay in the mafia. That is a prison. Uncle Junior has dementia, and AJ's in a massive depression this season. Tony Soprano is a completely changed man this season. This is a man who is going to beat up a much younger, much more athletic person just to make a point that he is still the man in charge. And in that, we see how this character has changed so much throughout the seasons. Tony Soprano's, one of his favorite quotes of mine was said in an earlier season, which was, "Who cares about the shit people say that they don't got the balls to say to your face?" Tony Soprano completely abandons that logic and that quote in this season. And since I'm talking about Tony Soprano, I gotta tell you, man, I cried. I had tears coming out of these tear ducts. Albeit these tear ducts let loose a lot of times in movies nowadays as well. I don't know, I'm getting old, I guess. But Tony Soprano, man, James Gandolfini, this guy was a gift to acting. I cried this season when he woke up from his coma and he called Carmela's ear next to his mouth. As if he's reassuring himself, he asked her, "I'm dead, right?" Just the way he delivered that performance and his eyes, it's indescribable how perfect of an actor this guy was, and I miss him so much. Zero Dark 30 was on television a couple days ago, and even in such a small role, he's so memorable. Truly a masterclass of an actor. I miss this man so much. Let me stop reminiscing about James Gandolfini, as I have one more season to go, so I have a little bit more happiness left. Without further ado, I'm going to finally give this season a not perfect score of 5, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. There is the case of the season largely being filler towards the next 9 episodes, and that kinda deducts it for a point. That's the least I could do, give it a 4 out of 5. But last 9 episodes, people, one more review to go of The Sopranos. Until then, please hit the subscribe button, then hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Rameez Khan, and remember to love yourselves a lot, people. You are special if no one told you today. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you one last time for The Sopranos Season 6B. Thank you very much.